Episode 56A, Born Again Crabs. Born Again Crabs is a fun episode to watch. Hence Mr. Krabs acting greedy as his usual self but becoming nice at the end after being threatened by the Flying Dutchman that he will do something, that he will put him in Davy Jones' locker if he doesn't stop being so greedy. Although Krabs said that he would rather have a nickel than have SpongeBob, making SpongeBob go to Davy Jones' locker, and then Krabs calls the Flying Dutchman again to save him because SpongeBob makes more money than a nickel. Yes, Born Again Krabs is a good episode. I Had an Accident is next. It gets a meh because didn't find a lot of it that much good about it. It's not a bad episode because there's not much bad about it. I just found it bland. Krabby Land is the next episode, and I think it's good because Mr. Krabs is portrayed as a greedy person who makes an amusement park out of trash, and then SpongeBob. There was a sad scene where SpongeBob confronts Mr. Krabs, and then there's the sad music that plays. I really like it how it's called Cheapy the Cheapskate. Krabby the Clown, Cheapy the Cheapskate. That's a good gag. Next we have the camping episode. The camping episode is a good episode, of course. Who would say it's not a good episode? The camping episode has a lot of funny gags, and the campfire song was a nice song, and I really like to listen to it. It's catchy, and really like how Patrick can't. The song was so fast, Patrick can't catch up with SpongeBob. Next episode, Missing Identity. Missing Identity is a SpongeBob episode because it was so repetitive. It keeps on repeating the same thing all over and over again, making it a kind of a boring episode. It's not as boring as Life of Crime, Procrastination. So yes, it's not that bad of a SpongeBob. It's still SpongeBob though. The next episode we're going to review is Plankton's Army. I love this episode. It's an amazing episode. I like Krabs' pro move at the end of the episode, and Plankton, after Plankton tries to steal the formula, and he thinks he got it, but Krabs hid the most important ingredient of the Krabby Patty, making it the most ingredient, making Plankton the most important ingredient, so he would be eaten by everyone. I guess it's fair because sponges eat plankton. Now we have the third special of the season, The Sponge Who Could Fly. The Sponge Who Could Fly is an episode about SpongeBob wanting to fly with the jellyfish. He tries everything to fly with them. I really love the three songs because SpongeBob sings so beautifully in all of them. And there's this song about friendship, there's this song about SpongeBob flying to help the citizens of Bikini Bottom, which is very fitting for his character. Of course, I think it's a good episode. Now we're going to get to the last episode of the pre-movie era. And this is the first segment of it. SpongeBob meets the Strangler. SpongeBob is really stupid in this episode. I mean, doesn't know that the one he's with is the Strangler. Although at the end of the episode, he does catch the Strangler, puts him to jail, albeit accidentally. It's an okay episode. There's not much to like about it. So yeah, it's okay. A lot of good and bad. Last, we have Pranks a Lot. pranks a lot is very cool. I really like how SpongeBob and Patrick get invisible spray so that they become invisible. I think this episode was so good that they had to reference this stuff. They had to reference this stuff in one of those Loud House episodes where Luann becomes invisible and then follows everyone. And that's every episode SpongeBob Season 3 reviewed. Now let's look at the statistics. 24 good episodes, 6 okay episodes, 4 meh episodes, and 3 SpongeBob episodes. The 3 SpongeBob episodes of this season were Can You Spare a Dime, Party Pooper Pants, and Missing Identity. So what do I think of Season 3? Well, the statistics say that this season is good, but worse than seasons 1 and 2. Do I think this season is worse than seasons 1 and 2? No. I think it's the best. It's better than both seasons because there was only one awful episode in this. There's only one episode that's really bad in this season that we'll get to later. Season 2, however, had 2 really bad episodes. Now let's get to the top 5. Number 5, Squilliam Returns. A very amusing episode about Squidward trying to impress Squilliam because Squidward says he works as a boss of a 5-star restaurant, and SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs try to make it a 5-star restaurant so that Squidward can impress Squilliam. Number 4, Mermaid Man Barnacle Boy 5. I like the superhero forms of SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, and Sandy. Squidward being Captain Magma, SpongeBob being the Quickster, Patrick being the Elastic Band, Sandy being the invisible one. What was the invisible person's name? I don't know. Anyways, I really like how the 4 get defeated because of their stupidity. But it may seem out of character for Sandy, sure, but she doesn't know that being invisible means that she won't get hit by cars or stuff. Number 3, Idiot Box, an episode that spawned the most famous SpongeBob meme of all, Imagination, and was an all-around good episode with a good moral to teach, with Squidward wanting to get a secret formula using his imagination, and had good gags, was very amusing, and was so exciting to see what was in the box. Number 2, Krusty Krab training video, an episode that's filled with lots of gags. It's gags everywhere, here and there, and it was overall a fun episode to watch because it's a training video with lots of color and stuff. And number 1, of course, to no one's surprise, unless you didn't watch through the whole video, Plankton's Army. Plankton's Army is a perfect episode, like Band Geeks. But I don't think anything could be absolutely perfect in the way that the flaws are too small to even matter. That's the case with Plankton's Army and Band Geeks. However, if I were to say if Plankton's Army or Band Geeks is better, I would say Band Geeks is better. But still, Plankton's Army comes close because it was very amusing to watch, it was very funny, and it was very action-packed. And the ending with Mr. Krabs showing that the most important ingredient of a Krabby Patty was actually plankton. Now let's get to the bottom 5. Number 5, Cleanse. It's a boring, it's kind of a boring episode in my opinion. Number 4, Midlife Frustration. It was really disturbing, that your old song, because didn't want to feel old. It was really uncomfortable. That's what pushed it to number 4 and made it the worst meh episode here in the season. Number 3, Party Pooper Pants. An episode that makes SpongeBob look like an unlikable jerk and was boring. Number 2, Missing Identity. A repetitive episode that repeats a lot. That repeats its scene a lot. And number 1, Can You Spare a Dime? People consider it one of the best episodes of the series, and some people, like, for example, as AIR, think it's the best episode of season 3 and the best episode of the series. I don't buy it. Can You Spare a Dime has Squidward acting at his worst in this episode. It's just number 1 because Squidward was really unlikable. Considering he's my favorite character, and they made him look like he's a slave. He's really unlikable in this episode. He's at his worst. My favorite character at his worst. That's a really low point. It's not as bad as Procrastination from season 2, but it's still a really bad episode. I don't have any notes for the season. Just don't. There was nothing I really observed that was really that good. So yes, if I were to rank the pre-movie seasons, I would say that season 3 is the best, season 2 is in the middle, and season 1 is the worst. However, they're all good seasons. Anyways, that's all pre-movie episodes reviewed. Next video, you will see my overall top 5 and bottom 5 for the pre-movie era. Bye!